85% of you guys are not subscribed. So if you're liking the content and enjoying the show, please make sure you subscribe down below. It'll truly, truly mean the world. What is up, guys? This is David from Bronx Banter coming at you with another episode. Breaking news: as of last night, the Yankees made their first big trade this offseason. Now, obviously, they traded away Jake Bauers for some prospects, but we have our first largest change that's probably going to affect our opening day roster or could affect some other trades to come this offseason. Is the Yankees traded with the rival Boston Red Sox, which rarely ever happens, only has happened 8 times since the 1960s, and traded away Greg Weisser, Richard Fitz, and Nicholas Judas, all 2 pitching prospects. And Greg Weisser, he's pitched some in the majors last year for us, for Alex Verdugo, left-handed bat, outfielder, corner outfielder, Alex Verdugo. Now, personally, I think this is a steal of a trade because just weeks or even months ago, even last trade line news came out that we were willing, or we were conversating with the Red Sox to give up Gleyber Torres. Again, like I've always said in this channel, arguably our best hitter last season, for Alex Verdugo. And I absolutely, in no realm of reality, thought this would have been a good trade. So for us to flip it into this, I think this is really, really awesome of a trade. Didn't see Greg Weisser as a huge asset, though I wish you luck, man, and wish you all the best. And thank you for the innings that you put in for us. He wasn't a lights out reliever for us, at least yet. I do think he has the capability of becoming that, but he wasn't that for us yet. So for us to give up those pieces away for Alex Verdugo, which is, again, lefty bat, contact bat, I think this is a good move for the Yankees. And just to put it into perspective, if some of you don't know who Alex Verdugo is or what he could produce on the field, these are his stats in his last 162 games. He batted .281 with 14 home runs, 63 RBIs, an OPS of 765, and OPS plus of 105. Now, last year, this would have been, I believe, our highest batting average hitter if he was on our roster last year. So that's amazing to see. He also had 14 home runs, which he's typically not going to wow you with power, but it's better than absolutely nothing. And honestly, with that right field porch, I feel like he's going to get a few extra over and can easily see him getting 20 home runs next year for us. But again, I want us all to be aware that with him being in our lineup, he isn't going, we need role players. We don't need everyone to be hitting 30 home runs this season. We don't need everyone to be trying to be like Aaron Judge at the plate. We need guys that are going to hit 280, 300, and maybe only get 10 home runs. But if you're making contact and getting on base to allow those bigger guys like Judge to get you in, let's do it. You know, I don't need home run hitters. So Alex Verdugo definitely plays into that profile of that contact bat. And he is an above league average hitter in his last 162 games. And even in his career, he's a above league average hitter. Not by much, but he definitely still is an above league average hitter, which I will take. He also has not a credible range in the outfield, but really good arm, really accurate arm. He could throw out some guys in the outfield. Now, for the Red Sox, I believe he played a lot of right field, but for us, he's probably going to shift over to left field. And that's probably because over in Fenway, the more rangier outfield was right field. Heading into Yankee Stadium, the more rangier outfield, more open outfield is left field. So that seems kind of like a given for Alex Verdugo to kind of land over in the left field spot. Now, analyzing some of this a little bit more and really looking at what some of you guys were saying in other people's posts, comments, live streams, a bunch of news were breaking out. A bunch of people had a lot of opinions on this. Some of you fell into 3 different categories. The first category is some of you guys were upset because this wasn't the Juan Soto trade. Everyone was saying this is not how you spell Juan Soto. This isn't the Juan Soto trade. Or some were thinking that we were out on Juan Soto now because we got Verdugo. Others were happy because we got a great deal for this trade. And then others were kind of just uncertain of what this meant. Some believed that Verdugo could be flipped in a Juan Soto trade. Others wondered if there's a realm of reality where they both could fit in one lineup or in one roster. And what would this mean with all the outfield pieces now that it feels like we have? Now, it doesn't mean all the outfield pieces we have are amazing, but we do have a lot of outfield pieces. And personally, for me, I am on the excited side because this is Brian Cashman fulfilling part of his commitment this offseason, or his goal this offseason, to acquire the exact pieces that he's mentioned. Now, when he met with the media a few weeks ago, could honestly be already a month ago, I made a video about this. He announced that his first move he wanted to address was to get 2 outfielders, preferably left-handed. Now, I feel like a lot of us overlooked this comment. That's why I made a whole video about it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I made my predictions on who those outfielders were. I'm already wrong because I thought it was going to be Jung Ho Lee and Juan Soto, or Kevin Kiermaier and Juan Soto. It looks like, in my opinion, it's coming out to be Alex Verdugo and Juan Soto. Now, again, very likely he can be flipped in the Juan Soto trade, but I personally can see it. I'm leaning more towards we're keeping Alex Verdugo. He's going to be a great leadoff bat for us. Not going to get a whole ton of walks, but he's going to make some contact. And I could see him paired with a Juan Soto move. I also do know that this adds leverage to the Yankees in the Juan Soto trade. Now they could go to the Padres and say, hey, we're not in desperate need to get an outfielder, though we know as Yankee fans they are. But they could go to the Padres and say, listen, we're not in desperate need of an outfielder. So it's either you take this package that doesn't include King and or doesn't include Thorpe, or we don't need Juan Soto. So this adds a little bit of leverage. Now, I don't think that's perfectly how this whole trade is going to unfold, but I think this was just honestly an incredibly smart move by them, especially because I'm only saying all this and I'm only very, very excited about this move because this absolutely should not take them away from the Juan Soto trade. I know immediately after this move, a bunch of reporters came out saying that this does not take them out. And if anything, Jack Curry came out and said on Hot Stove that the trade talks between the Padres and the Yankees have intensified and been reignited. So this is very, very exciting. And honestly, in less than 24 hours, I could be making a video about how we acquired Juan Soto as well. Now, again, the biggest if is if Verdugo is going to be a part of that package or we're just going to keep both. I wouldn't be mad with either or, whatever gets the deal done and whatever honestly can preserve Michael King. If that is still possible, I think it is. Now, like I said, this is move 1 of 2, half of the move of figuring out our outfield this offseason. I'm going to be very curious to see what does this mean for guys like Giancarlo Stanton, Oswaldo Cabrera. Maybe obviously he'll shift more into infield. And then even Everson Pereira and Estevan Florial. I guess not so much Florial. I guess we could assume what they're going to do with him. But some of these other prospects, and then as soon as Dominguez gets back, what does that mean with Dominguez, Verdugo, assuming we get Soto, because everyone is almost guaranteeing that's going to happen, and then Judge, and then Stanton. It's just, there's a lot that needs to be done and resolved. I'm curious to see what the Yankees are going to do, but I'm excited for this move. Let me know what you guys think. This should be seen as a smaller move of many other bigger moves. And imagine an offseason where we acquire Verdugo, Soto, and Yamamoto. We are set, and I'll be super, super excited about this. So again, hopefully this ages well. Hopefully we could come back to this video and be glad that we got Verdugo along with the 2 bigger moves being Soto and Yamamoto. Now, if this is our big splash of the offseason, which again, I don't think it is, this would be very, very heartbreaking. But again, let me know what you guys think of this move down in the comments below. Hey, what is up, guys? If you liked this episode, please make sure to like it, comment down below, and subscribe, and watch what YouTube suggests would be a great video for you. You're not going to want to miss all the latest Yankees news and topics going on. Listen, Judge wants you to subscribe. The Martian wants you to subscribe. So make sure you do. And until next time, peace and be blessed.